Ah, yes. Time for D&D.
Alright. So, ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the Equestrian Rebellion. So, first things first, I have prepared a little prologue. So, in the wake of the Changeling invasion, many supply lines were cut, causing rampant starvation across all of Equestria. To combat this, the people in the south started trading with the Hippogriffs to the even southier south. And during this time, the Hippogriffs had taken on a new religion called Christianity. I know, crazy, right? So, the Southerners proceeded to pick up Christianity just as the Chinese picked up Buddhism from the Silk Road, and started preaching that the diarchy were false gods and that they needed to stop claiming godhood. Now, we have to get one thing straight. The Christians were not vying for a complete political turmoil uprising sort of situation. They were just saying they needed to stop claiming to be gods. So, the faction known as the Blue Bloods, led by Blue Blood the Seventh, saw a chance to claim power in this turbulent time where nothing is certain, a new religion is coming in from the south, there's a lot of turmoil. So, they sent a couple of gangs to Manhattan to spread distrust, Christianity, basically try and fight the power in Manhattan to set up a nice little base of operations. So, the diarchy, seeing the situation that was found in Manhattan, declared martial law over Manhattan and started sending in troops. The troops were, of course, less than hospitable to the revolutionaries. Women were, taken from their children, husbands were killed, wives were murdered, children were taken away to internment camps to be,
Pizza's fucking delicious.
conditioned and shit back to the diarchist way of viewing because Christianity is viewed as a cult at this point. So, the Blue Bloods see the opportunity, they have the people's, support and whatnot, so they march on Manhattan with Blue Blood the Seventh marching happily and valiantly in front of his columns, marching from street to street, slowly knocking martial law out of order. They now control the East Coast, except for pockets of resistance of extremists that are still loyal to the diarchy. Diarchy recruits the Fancies, another faction, with a fuck ton of money, to build an army. Now, they are building an army by drafting and recruiting people. Whether or not it's against their will, they don't really care. They're being drafted and set into different roles based on their natural talents. Anybody who refuses is imprisoned in internment camps until the end of the war is foreseen, and mercenaries are either hired or deported out of the country. This is where we find ourselves at the beginning of this illustrious campaign. You, the heroes of this story, have recently found yourselves imprisoned as you are mercenaries in the land. So, being an armed populace and whatnot, you find yourself disarmed in a prison in a situation where you are awaiting a trial, whether you will be deported, executed, or hired. So, let's see here. All three of you are in a cell with another group of people. There's not enough room in the prisons to put 2 people per cell. So, you were in a large sort of county jail sort of cell with about 10 other people. Some of them are more weathered and all that stuff. Some of them are just scared civilians who refuse the draft. You may begin.
All right. For my first mood, I contemplate on whether or not there's a pony Jesus that was actually crucified.
I'm gonna beat you up. Okay, so I would like to know, do we know where we are?
Well, you were in Canterlot. You were summoned there, and whenever you seemed to be refusing the draft. So they imprisoned you before you could get out of hand. Whether or not you accept the draft or whatever is up to you. But they sensed a little bit of hostility. Lord knows why they would sense hostility from this group. But they did. So
Okay, do we know who we are yet? As in, do I know who Callum and Valor are?
yes, you were traveling together.
Oh, yes, of course. We were the traveling circus. So,
What about the people in the cell?
All right, well, the other people in the cell, as you look around, you notice that there are a group of 3 in one corner that seem to have on rougher clothes and all that stuff. One of them has a missing leg that has been replaced by a peg of wood. One of them has an eye patch on. Basically, they're stereotypical pirates. They're just in the corner. They weren't even arrested. They've been in here way longer than any of you. They were just arrested for being jackasses, honestly.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
no good.
But in the other side of the cell and all that stuff, huddling away from your imposing little group and the pirates and all that stuff, is just a group of young men, maybe between the ages of like 18, 20, just young guys. And they refused the draft, essentially, and got thrown into prison. So they don't look like fighters. They look basically like accountants, not really fighters. It's,
How tight is the lock exactly?
Oh my god.
Yes, that's right.
Listen. Okay, I got an idea. Ballzi says she has an idea.
She?
Ballzi says, "Get your asses over here," referring to Callum and Valor.
I back up.
There's not that much room in the cell. Like, we're pretty close enough as it is.
Scooch even closer. This is important. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Okay, now I'm in character. Ballzi is talking. So, I have an idea. If they are willing to hire us, if we got drafted, we would just be thrown into service. But if we get hired, we get to get paid for killing people. Let's do that.
Sounds good to me.
And now I'm out of character.
All right.
Hey,
guard. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Anybody else got anything else to add?
It does sound like a good idea. Get us out of the cell.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, a guard comes by to escort the accountant-looking fellows to their trial. They were in before you, so they get a trial before you. You have an opportunity to grasp the guard's attention if you so choose to tell him anything before he escorts the accountants away.
Okay. Valor speaks. Oi, Skag!
The guard does not take particularly fondly to this.
Kill speaks. I'm sorry for my very Australian friend. I would like to make a request. Since I believe that you were offering us an employment. Is that correct?
The guard acknowledges that you were being offered to be drafted, yes.
I mean, being hired.
As I said, the offer was for you to be drafted. You can take it up with the judge during your trial if you wish for employment instead. If you're a mercenary. Because
I wish for employment.
Okay, then you'll have to wait till your trial and take it up with
Then let me wait, damn it!
Then wait, you piece of shit. Okay.
That's not what I said. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Valor speaking. How long until the trial starts?
You go right after these accountants. It's a pretty fast process. We got a lot of people to process. So.
God damn. Oh yeah, that was out of character, by the way.
So, I'm just wondering about that lock.
Oh my god, we're getting out of here in 5 minutes.
What? To unlock it.
The lock is enchanted. You're not going anywhere. This is the heart of the capital. You're not gonna get out.
Oh yeah, well I cast fist.
I'll punch it to death with my hoof.
Yes, I would like to see a lock beat your hand to death, please.
Anyways, the accountants get drug off. You don't know what comes of them. You may find out later. Who knows? But the guard comes back, escorts you to the courtroom, and sets you before the judge as a group because you all came in together. You're a group. They assume you make an executive decision based around the group. So the judge takes a look at you all and offers you the drafting papers again. So he sets the drafting papers on the table in front of you and tells you that you can either get drafted or deported. So,
wait, I thought one of those options was being hired as mercenaries.
He lied.
They are hiring mercenaries, but they do not know you are mercenaries. They know that you are a bunch of heavily armed maniacs in the capital that they brought in to be drafted.
Valor steps forward. Excuse me, Judge, but we instead of being drafted, as you can before we got in prison, we were actually mercenaries for hire. Instead of like restricting ourselves to like military Equestria, we could hire us as mercenaries so that we could work outside the boundaries of the.
As the judge hears this, he brightens a little bit because, let's face it, not many mercenaries are willing to join nowadays, and they do need people who can perform espionage tactics, and he asks you if you think you would be able to pull off any sort of espionage at all while being functional, while casting a glare at Callum because there are recording devices in the cell, and he heard you trying to friggin' break the lock. So, yeah.
No!
Good.
No!
You're in the heart of the capital. Security is going to be good, okay?
No!
Well, you see, my friend. Wait, hold on. Do they know that he's a changeling or what? Like is he like still a changeling?
I am, in fact, in my changeling form.
Good. So yeah, the judge knows that he's a changeling and all that stuff. He's more worried about the trustworthiness of the group in general.
Valor speak. My fellow inmate here, he is a changeling, so that means he can easily infiltrate the ranks of any groups of people.
All right. The judge,
I can speak for myself, goddammit.
Speak, damn it.
The judge looks at you, indicating you should speak for yourself if you are so inclined.
Ballzi speaks. I speak for myself.
The judge inquires what you are saying and what you have to say.
Ballzi speaks. I have been living amongst your people happily for about 5 years, and I have submitted myself to the diarchy. I, in fact, am quite loyal to Her Majesty. I will be very delighted to offer my services to you.
The judge nods in approval and casts his eyes towards Callium,
Oh, shit.
expecting some kind of response. Because, you know, if you're going to be a part of all this...
The quiet kids always are the problem.
I promise you, that lock just looked delicious.
Are you trying to fuck this up for us?
The judge sighs in exasperation and hands you the recruiting papers.
I can just imagine the judge just, here you go.
He hands you the recruiting papers, and on the recruiting papers is a series of questions about your background and whatnot, and where you write your names and all, and below it all, it has places for your signatures, and beneath that, it tells you to report to the recruiting grounds next to the castle in 3 hours.
We walk to the recruiting grounds.
Does it take...
Really quickly, let's just do some exposition because we got thrown in here.
Okay.
We can, I guess, introduce ourselves. Just basically like race, class, and like what we're good at when it comes to our character.
Before we all do that, I just want to say this one
and the name, because Jesus Christ, Callum, I cannot fucking pronounce that shit.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to say. I keep misreading Callium and keep reading like Callio, like the freaking kid in the PBS show. So we got Callio from that PBS show, then we got Bill Cosby, then he just
That's not what that says.
I know, but I keep reading as that.
Okay, let's just fucking let's introduce ourselves. Ballzi says, "Gentlemen, I am Ballzi. I am a changeling assassin man. Not really, actually. I kill things brutally because I'm a fucking barbarian.
I would have never guessed that.
And I'm a very strong tactician.
Apparently not smart enough to get you away from prison.
Oh, got him.
Bitch, that's what I just did just now. What the fuck are you talking about?
My name's Valor. I was just traveling around before I got stuck here. So, yeah.
Are
I'm
you
a
of a
griffin.
certain race? Okay.
I'm a griffin, by the way, if you can't tell, but my esteemed quality features.
I would have never
A man
guessed.
of class.
Yes.
Speak for yourself.
You are a bug, my friend.
I speak for myself.
All right, and Calcium. Would you care to introduce yourself?
I'll do it. So, I come from a Pegasus family, but for some reason I'm also a wizard, so I cast spells even though I don't have a horn. Don't question the logic there. I came from a regular Pegasus family, but I kind of hated them because they kept making me do stuff I didn't like, and then I just became a wanderer, and then I just got thrown in prison because I didn't want to be part of the war.
Ah,
Wait,
Well-
you
Well,
intentionally
guess what,
got thrown in jail.
I'm sorry?
You know what I said.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
I asked, so you specifically got in prison. You wanted to be in prison, so you did not have to fight in the war.
Pretty much.
Valor speaking. I know some people will do anything to get away from the responsibilities, but isn't that kind of...
Oh, that's pretty cool. You just read his mind just now.
Definitely. That's definitely the reason I didn't want to be a part of the war.
Actually, no, we're all speaking in character right now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Except for that just now. That was out of character.
Okay.
Okay, we finally... Let's get
Is
to the
that
part.
all the introductions?
Yes, yes, it is.
One more thing. I'm the only Pegasus that can do unicorn magic.
So, you arrive at the recruiting station. They take your papers at the door and give you your weapons as you walk in, including some extra rations and whatnot, because you are now employed by the diarchy. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
So, you
So
now
honored.
must meet the recruiting sergeant, who is not Fancy Pants himself, but more a cousin of his that happens to be running this particular installation. So, you meet him, and he gives you your first assignment. Your first assignment is a very, very simple one. All you have to do is go to the front lines over there near Manhattan, where they are still trying to contain the revolutionaries, or the Republicans, as they like to call themselves. And you must simply recon the area, come back with a report, and if there's any situation that you can aid in the front lines, take care of that as well. And those are your orders. It's very, very simple. They're not really giving you a whole lot of responsibility early on. They're still not sure they can trust you. So, any questions for the recruiting sergeant?
Yeah, so we're allowed to engage in combat if need be.
Yes. If need be, you can engage in combat and, fight Republican forces, provided they engage you. But your ultimate job is just to recon and come back. If you'll remember, we don't have phones or radios or anything, so we kind of have to do this pretty regularly.
What if we countered any non-hostile civilians that's trying to escape Manhattan?
If they're trying to escape Manhattan, send them back to Canterlot, and they will be taken care of and dealt with accordingly. The males will be drafted, the females and children will be put into safety internment camps for the remainder of the war, so as not to be taken back by the Republicans and, raped or whatever the Republicans do.
Okay.
And also,
I
if you
feel
can get a
enlightened.
bead on any of the blue blood higher up activities, that would also be appreciated from a distance,
Oh,
of course.
hell yeah. All right.
Okay. So we're getting
Alright.
our weapons back.
Did we already do
They-
that?
Yeah, they gave them to you when you walked through the door
All right.
and
All right.
presented your papers.
Oh yeah, what we get like supplies for the trip there? What we get like supplies
Yeah,
for the
they.
trip?
Yeah, go to the what the hell is it called? Fucking
Supply master.
The quartermaster.
yeah, quartermaster. There you go. You'll go to him, and he will provide you with all of the necessary equipment, including, scouting materials, cameras, and shit to take evidence with, and all that good stuff to verify your story. So you each get an extra 10 days worth of rations and all that good jazz. And you, unless there is something else you wish to do in Canterlot and all that stuff, you can head on the road unless you want to hit up any other venues. They have pretty much anything you could possibly want here. It is the capital. So if there's any
Alright.
places you would like to stop at or a particular item that you are looking for, then you may also go look around for that.
Gentlemen, I think there is something very important that must be done.
Which
We
is
must go into the Canterlot Gardens and feast our eyes on the flowers before we venture out on a dangerous mission. We need to calm our spirits. Let's go and do that. Yeah.
How about I not do that?
How about you fucking follow me? Well, Bosby fucking whispers in Valor's. Let's go over there, you motherfucker. Because I got something important to talk about that shouldn't be said amongst other fucking commoners. Let's
So
go.
why did you say though?
The recruiting sergeant the quartermaster raises an eyebrow at the hushed whispers.
And then Kilbosby doesn't blurt out, but then says a little bit louder than, yes, I do think it'd be a good idea to get ice cream. Let's go.
All right.
The quartermaster politely directs you to the nearest ice cream stall.
Thank you, sir.
All right, take care. We're going to discuss battle tactics, and we're going to go.
Shut up!
I mean, we are, but we're also getting ice cream.
That doesn't sweeten the deal at all.
Hey, it sweetens the deal.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay.
All right. So we're heading out to get ice cream, then go to the garden.
Yes, because no one gives a shit about nature. That's why we're the only ones here. All right. So we need a plan. Because it shouldn't be as simple as walk in, get the evidence, direct, refugees, and leave. Can't be that easy. There's got to be something else going on.
So, in all generality, we're only getting paid for surveillance, but I like the idea of just getting some civilians out of there.
I wonder if it's per head. If we get more civilians out, then we might be able to get a higher pay.
They didn't specify, and I highly doubt they will.
Either way, we get more people out of there. It'll be harder to fight the enemy if there's a bunch of fucking civilians running around.
True.
Anyways, let's just try to get as many civilians out as possible. Let's make sure that we are at least going out of our way, within reason, to get out as many civilians as possible.
Is that the planning phase done or not?
No, we're still chilling out, looking at flowers and shit.
That's pretty fucking gay, but okay.
Hey, shut up.
My
I didn't
favorite
write
flowers.
this. So here's a benefit of this is exactly why we didn't get drafted. This is why we got hired. We still have free range, and we can, as long as we're doing what we're told to, we could still walk around like normal civilians. We could still do regular people's shit while also doing our job. So that means we don't have to depend on their rations to feed us. And if we get paid highly for our good works, that means we could pay for more food.
All right. Might need to get more get potions from the quartermaster if we can.
For what now? What kind of potions?
Health potions. We don't exactly have any healers in our team.
We do not. That is correct. All right. I will say that because we have all, if not reside in Equestria as citizens, at least we've traveled around the place quite a bit. We should know the lay of the land, where certain cities are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways we could go through this, but
Well,
what is that?
okay, so we need to get down to the train station.
What does that say? Nolan shades? Nolan shades?
Hollow Shades.
Hollow shades. Dang. I was about to say we can stop at Baltimore and just take a trip up, and then we'll be Manhattan before.
Well, it depends. What do we need to go to Baltimore for?
Well, I don't know. It's just me going out here because I'm pretty sure that the train's cut off mainly because of Manhattan. The trip to Manhattan over there. So unless we pay the conductor to actually take us as far as he can before a blockade we come across a blockade, because there would be a blockade. Let's face it, no one's going in and out of that place.
All right. So in that case, what we can do is we could take a train up to Hollow Shades and then walk the rest of the way. I mean, Equestria isn't as big as people think. It's maybe like 10 miles from Hollow Shades to fucking Manhattan. We shall now depart from this place.
Well, not yet. Let's freaking go to Quartermaster.
Yes, let's do that. All right. So what do we need before we, in fact, rations? What else?
Health potions. Surveillance equipment. Like something. Like your camera or something. But not
all right. So exactly what are we trying to capture surveillance-wise?
Just troop positions, how fortified they are, and if they've started a recruitment process or not.
All right.
Because if not, then it's just the segment of the Royal Guard that broke off with the Blue Bloods. If they have started recruitment, though, they could have the entirety of Manhattan under their control at this point.
All right.
All right.
Where was that sergeant guy that we reported into?
He's towards the middle of it, kind of trying to handle everything.
All righty.
In the middle of the camp, that is. Yeah.
All right. So first, we must meet up with the quartermaster and get our shit.
Yes.
Gotcha. Let's go.
Let's go. That's the noise we make.
I go.
I travel.
All right. Well, as your way over to the quartermaster, he looks bewildered because he has never seen that form of movement before. Nonetheless, he treats you equally as anybody else, and wonders what the hell you want. What do you want?
Well, we give him the paper. Well, we give him like the papers of the mission we've been assigned, and asks for like ration supplies and health potions.
All right. He supplies you with the, average loadout, I suppose, which is rations for 5 days. You have.
Wait a minute. I got 10 days of rations, but now I have 15 days of rations?
Yes, because you have all your stuff back and all that stuff.
Okay.
Only have
You're going on
rations, so now I have 5 rations.
Oh yeah, how many gold doubloons do we have?
0 doubloons, but you have 100 bits apiece. So
Okay, so our group has 300
each.
bits then.
Like gold each?
We're using equestrian bits as our currency.
Okay, then I have 120 bits.
Okay, then I guess I have 105 bits.
I think I have 100.
okay, then glad that's settled. Anyways, he gives you 5 days worth of rations, surveillance cameras, and whatnot, which is legitimately just Polaroids.
Who's going to carry the camera? Who's going to carry the camera?
You
I
each
got
get
a-
one camera.
I got a strong back. Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
As I said, they're Polaroids. They're not exactly light. These are like
How many?
these
How
are
much film do I
disposable
have?
cameras. You have enough to take 10 pictures.
I'm very
10
confused
pictures
on
each,
the
so we all have we have the ability to take 30 pictures.
I'm
Overall,
very,
yes.
I'm very confused on where Equestria is technologically at this point.
So is fucking everyone else, okay?
The writers of the show are confused. It doesn't matter.
Just think of them as old-timey cameras, like very early cameras. Think of them like that.
It's like the mid 19th
The
century.
the ones where where the fucking pictures pop out right when you take it.
Yeah, that's
What a
just think
Polaroid
those-
camera is.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So
Anyway, so you each get one of those, and as a collective, you get 10 health potions.
sweet.
Oh, so we'll get he only gives 10 potions total. We have to split them across
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll
all
take
share.
more.
I have a pretty strong back.
So since there's 4 divided by so it'll probably be 3. One
There's
of us
3 of
gets
us.
4. Yeah, one of us gets 4, or 2 of us gets 4, and one of us gets 2. I say that we all carry separate potions so that in combat we don't have to hey, I need healing. Can someone chuck me a potion?
Okay. How about this? One person
divided
carries
by
the
3.
listen. One person carries the reserves. As in, everyone,
reserves?
the reserves that, as in, the ones that we're not using in combat, and then everyone gets 2 to use during combat.
All right.
So
That
that's 6 deployed and 4 reserve right now.
All right, cool.
2 health potions.
Just like you're getting beat the shit out of. I was like, hold on, I need to take a sip, and then you drink,
It's
and
take
then
a
it's like, all
sip.
right, let's kill. Okay, so
Anyways.
I
so
want to know.
anything-
I want to know.
So between us, who's going to get the reserves?
Yeah, who's gonna?
I guess I'll volunteer.
Okay, so everybody has 2, and Valor is carrying the excess of 4. So is there anything else that y'all want to do before you leave Canterlot?
Okay,
I wanna
before wait.
I want to sharpen my blade before I go. It's
Oh my
kind of looking a bit dull.
god.
But I can do that along the way. Shut up. In the train. That's it.
Okay, so before we leave, I would like to know who the hell we are going to be reporting into, because I'm assuming that the sergeant is not going to be taking account of a reconnaissance mission
Wait, yeah.
carried out by mercenaries. He's probably going to be following his battle, right?
Well, he's the recruiting sergeant. He pretty much stays at the recruiting bay and just takes new recruits in and all that stuff. Basically, you'll be reporting to the quartermaster to get any rations or healing items or whatever that you may or may not need by the end of the mission. And then
Does it say in the paper where we're supposed to report to after this?
Who are we reporting to after
That's a good
the
question.
mission to give our intel to?
you give it to the recruiting sergeant that's back at the actual base, and then he'll bring it to his higher ups and all that stuff.
Okay.
Thanks, God.
You're welcome. Is there anything else y'all need to do with fucking Canterlot or not?
No, let's go.
Wait,
Okay, then.
Wait, how much does armor cost anyway? Jeez.
Oh my god.
Hey, I want to get like a metal chest piece because I'm not trusting this.
We're not even going to enter combat, supposedly.
All right. So, would you like to travel at this point, or what?
We
I
head
would
down to
like-
the train station because, it's a train station. And
All right.
And
All right.
now,
To
we
commit-
do
And are you
things.
taking? Oh, good lord. Okay, so are you taking the direct east line, or are you taking the northeast line that heads straight for Manhattan?
We are taking a one-way ticket to Hollow Shades.
Hollow Shades.
It's
Okay.
it's on the other side of that fork.
Okay.
I still can't find Hollow Shades on the map, but okay.
It's
No.
directly to the right of Canterlot in that little wooded area right between Canterlot
Oh,
and
I would.
Manhattan.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that. It's so
It's
tiny.
right
Now I
next
see
to
it.
It's right next to Philadelphia.
A one-way ticket, you say?
Yes.
Yes.
Okie doke then.
Are we gonna have? Are we gonna have our own loading screen for the travel sequence?
The loading screen will happen eventually. Anyway,
We're working on it, guys. Okay, we're on a tight budget here.
listen, this is an early access game, okay? You gotta pay for some.
This is a demo, actually.
Can we just hurry up, please?
Hurry
I want
up
to.
already.
I want to go complete mission.
Anyways, so
I feel greatly offended.
okay, you're gonna get hit by lightning or something. Shut up. All right. So, anyways, as you're attempting to board the train, a heckler, it would seem, is making his way up and down the train platform, the boarding platform. He is a dirty gray fellow with, trousers of a less than desirable sort, and he is hauling a cart back and forth with strange rectangular slates, it would seem. They're all colored very dark black. And he is heckling people marching up and down the train platform in an attempt to get somebody to buy his wares, of which you do not know, for you cannot hear him. He starts to make his way towards you with a face of sheer determination in an attempt to sell you some of his wares. He introduces himself as Socrates.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, sir. We got to keep going. We are on an urgent trip.
Wow.
Socrates continues to heckle you, insisting that you will do well to buy some of his wares. It will help you.
What even is
in
these
Italy.
wares?
Well, you see, good sir. First off, I got car insurance, okay? So, listen here. Your fucking car breaks down.
Cars
You're
don't
gonna need-
exist.
Fuck off, asshole, okay? So, first thing on first. Your car
You're
breaks
not a
down.
very good salesman.
Listen, I'm not selling to the guy who's telling me to fuck off, okay? I'm selling to you two lovely gentlemen, okay? I can tell you men of class, so you're gonna want car insurance now. Anyways, Socrates
He does.
continues to heckle you, and he gets off of his spiel about car insurance and starts getting on to other types of insurance that he sells. Listen here, buddy. You don't want car insurance, you don't want phone insurance, you don't want home insurance,
I
you know
put
what?
my
We got
hand
life
up.
insurance.
I put my claw up. Okay, is this just gonna be like insurance? Because I thought you were selling like those little slate things. What are these slates anyway?
The little slates, they're nothing. I got kicked out of some places for making those. They're just little communication devices. They're nothing special. Anyways, what you're gonna want is
Hold
some
on.
fucking life insurance,
Hold
okay?
on
You
one
get your
second.
ass
No,
out
no,
there.
no. Wait. Let's go back to those things. Let's go back to those.
What's going on here? Is this
Boy.
illegal?
Well, it's,
Hello.
No, this
it
is
wouldn't
very
be the
illegal,
first
I can
time I've
assure
done
you.
something illegally. So, the slates.
Yes, slates. I also got little statuettes. You want a droid?
No, the slates. Okay, right? Like in between part.
I don't have a use for an
What
astromech.
was
I'm
that?
sorry.
You say the slates communicate between party members, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
May I try it
They're
out?
not much good. The cell service out here is shit most of the time.
Caleb is now interested in buying one of the.
What was that?
I want to. I say Kalium is now intrigued and wants to buy some of those plates.
I stop him. Like,
All
hold
right.
on. Before you even try to buy something, we gotta see if these things work. You know.
Very well.
Tell you what.
Kilbosby speaks. Listen here. You can ramble on all you want, but Is this an affordable option? How much do these cost?
50 bits a slate. It's a good investment. You won't regret it.
Whoa.
I believe you, sir. I believe it is a good investment, but I think we must speak at a different time. We do not have the funds to accommodate for such technology.
Okay, then. Well then, could I interest any of you beautiful people in some health insurance?
No.
Damn it. Alright, well...
Time to go.
Well, I've got other people that are more willing to give me money, so goodbye, I suppose.
We leave.
A sleazy man.
Alrighty then. You board the train. Socrates stays on the fucking train boarding platform and all that stuff and continues to heckle people, including some of the royal guard.
Oh, I thought we were...
Hey man, come buy some car insurance. It's totally legit.
Hey.
Anyways, and you...
What's the call?
As you leave, you see Socrates getting very violently yelled at by a group of the royal guard. Anyways, so you head to... The fuck is that place called? I cannot read that.
Reading is now illegal.
Hollow Shades.
Hollow Shades. All right. You arrive in Hollow Shades, let's say 5 hours later. It's not too terribly far away, but the trains are running very slowly.
That is the slowest damn train.
This is a slow train.
The trains are running very slowly, okay?
What is this? The early 19th,
I
the
can
early
tell!
19th
That's what I
century?
just
Come
said.
on, guys.
Listen, you haven't invented...
Dude, this is caveman
They
train.
haven't invented the ability to go faster. Wow.
They haven't invented speed yet.
Listen, you arrive, you get off the train, a small town, nothing of particular note. There's a bar off in one corner. There's a general goods store in the other. It's pretty much just straight boulevard down the middle with stores lining the sides and residences off in the distance.
All right, so how are we gonna... Hold on. Let me look at this map again. Okay, so we are not in the mountains. We can still walk out the rear side of the forest and then just walk. We can literally just walk along the tracks.
I was about to say we just go to the wheat fields of Philadelphia, but that might give us easily spotted.
You know, it'd be really useful if there was a way to either physically or magically use binoculars.
Don't we have those? No, we have a camera. Damn it.
We have a camera. Let's take a... No, don't take a picture yet. We're saving that for a special...
The cameras can zoom, but you can only see the zoomed image in a picture. So you have to take a picture to see the zoomed image.
How many pick?
How far does it zoom?
×5. So...
Oh, shit.
They're surprisingly high quality for disposable Polaroids.
Oh, yeah. 5 hours is a long time. I will now eat.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a little break and eat as well.
Let's just stop in the center of town and just sit down and have circle time and eat food.
Are we gonna have...
Oh no, that was a joke.
Okay,
All right, let me whip it out real quick.
Wait, we have to...
Yeah.
Guys, we can't just like gobble shit down. This isn't Fallout. We
Pretty
gotta
close.
find somewhere to have a nice meal as a family. Kill Bosby speaks. Well, gentlemen, let's find ourselves a fetching establishment to sit down and have a meal.
You never ate out in the woods before?
No, because I'm a civilized
You're
person.
also in the middle of a town.
Okay.
Okay, then. Well, there's a saloon about. There's a nifty little park with some picnic tables. If you're feeling particularly cheesy, there's a general store. They might not approve you eating in there, but you know you can give it a shot if you're weird.
I go to the saloon.
I don't know. Hey, I step my hoof out. Hey, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. Let's go to the park where we will not have the risk of getting attacked before we even get to ground zero of our mission.
Here's the thing. We don't know that they know that they know that we've been recruited. As far as I know. Fine, let's eat in the freaking park with the flowers and be one with nature and blah, blah, blah. Let's just go.
The reason why I'm picking these places is so as they're secluded. We are, in fact, on missions that are quite secretive, that the public shouldn't know about. That's why I keep trying to bring us to areas.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone overhears us and they're the wrong people, they will fuck us over. Maybe not physically, but strategically.
Yeah, but we won't really have to worry about that if we just not talk about the mission. We just go there, eat, and chit chat about stuff.
I see your point. I, in fact, would like to visit this. Let's see. Oh, yeah, by the way, Talon, would you like to give us a nice mission name here? Like it.
A mission name for going and taking pictures and helping refugees.
Yeah.
I hadn't prepared a mission name, so how about Operation Polaroid for the time being? Because
That sounds better.
Hell yeah. Dude, that sounds scary. Let's kill people.
Your goal is to be passive.
Operation Snapchat.
I'm hurting
Yes!
on the inside
Let's
just
go with
from hearing that
Operation
name.
Snapchat.
We're going to walk inside the park.
I thought we were going to the
Are
saloon.
you going to the park or the saloon?
Both. Let's buy
Both!
snacks at the saloon and eat at the park.
We go and talk in the saloon, and then we go
Yeah.
to the park.
We talk in the saloon while we're waiting for our food. Then we eat at the park.
Let me get my sausage ready.
Wait, we brought rations. That's what we're eating. We have 15
Ah.
days worth. Okay, hold on. Let me just clarify something really quick before we continue. 15 days worth of rations. There's 3 meals in a day. Are we changing the meals in a day to 1, or is that multiplied by 3 so we have
Oh,
45
no,
meals?
It's 1 meal per one day. So
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
today's meal.
if you're traveling light,
All right.
you usually only have time for 1 meal anyways, so I'm just going with that.
All
Sweet.
right, so I'm gonna eat my
All right.
ration at last.
Wait, we need to say grace.
Lord Celestia, I thank you for this food, and I thank you for this food, Luna. I hope that we don't die from blue bloods. Amen.
The entire saloon casts a strange
Why is eating so
The
damn
entire
hard?
saloon
Jesus
cast a
Christ.
strange glance at the group of people who just walked in, chanting to Celestia and Luna about food, and had spent
I'm not
the past
chanting.
5 minutes talking in the street.
This is your fault, Kill. You
No,
breathe.
it's not. I just wanted a nice meal so we could get together as a family and eat, but you had to make
Oh
things
yes, it's
complicated.
my fault. Clearly.
Okay.
You eat your food. It tastes all right. It's not gourmet. You are filled to the point where you will be able to exist another day. Would you like to move out, or stay in the town and see if there's anything to do here before you move out?
We can come back later. We need to at least build relations with the military. We just got hired, but we got to make sure we're a shoo-in, because if not, they'll be hesitant to hire us again.
Oh,
So let's get
I was
moving
about to
here.
say we gather some intel around here before we start heading out. But
Well, there's no intelligence here. There's no...
no rumors, whispers amongst the crowds.
Here's the thing. We were sent to Manhattan. If they find out that we took a detour, I don't think they're going to like that.
Well, if we just say we just sent to that, we just took a detour to avoid suspicion, then it'll be perfectly acceptable.
This is true.
also, Kale, are you still in like your changeling form, or have you changed to a more socially acceptable form?
I have changed. My ways are no more. I am
You
now
still
a good
got-
For
person.
fuck's
that's
sake,
it.
are you physically a changeling?
No.
You do then.
All right.
Anyway, so
I am current. Hey, I am current. May I describe my sexy self?
go for it, but keep it brief. We've already burned through a third of our time deciding what we're going to eat. So let's go.
I am a Pegasus. Okay, let's continue.
Are you still all okay with the plan of just
Yeah.
concealing yourself in the tree line around the...
All right, we could do that.
So is everyone still on board with the idea of traveling down the railway by just staying in the tree line beside the railroad until you come
Yes.
across a way to...
Actually, so we have rolling hills here up to the north of Philadelphia. The thing is that if we were to walk even close to the tracks, it is nothing but an open plain. They will see us. I think that we shouldn't just take the main gate to the city and come around, sneak in to the city. Because if not, we will automatically be approached by the guards, and I have a sneaking suspicion that they will not be
If
friendly.
you see the map, you see like this little little section right there, right before the trail to Starlight Cave, right? We could just go around towards that way.
I say we come in from Manhattan from the south.
All right.
Okay.
So are you basically going to hit Philadelphia and then move up from there to Manhattan?
We're gonna travel. Well, we're gonna travel around the outskirts. We're not. You see the rolling hills above the city to the north. Yeah, we're gonna go around through those rolling hills, and because if we are just standing out in plain sight, they're gonna see us.
Okie doke then.
All right.
I mean,
Before we go, would we like to talk to any interesting fellows here? Valor, you're good at talking to random people.
I'll go to the barkeep.
And then what?
Braves.
It's like, oi.
I know. Do not provoke this
barkeep
man.
looks up expectantly, expecting you to order a drink or something.
Can I have a shot of or I don't know. It's like, what is the equivalent of whiskey in this universe? Yeah,
Whiskey.
whiskey. Okay. Can I have a shot of whiskey?
Wait. Yeah, whiskey.
All right, well, that'll be 2 bits, and yeah, here's whiskey. Hands you whiskey.
There seems to be a lot of people in this bar.
The whole
Is like the war going good for you?
sort of people are less likely to travel with the war so close to our doorstep and all that stuff. So pretty much everyone that lives in the town just hangs out at the saloon at night. Strength in numbers
have
and
a good
whatnot.
Best interaction ever. 10 out of 10.
Oh my god.
Hey, I just basically go there so I could drink. That I accomplished my goals.
The barkeep goes back to his wiping of glasses, partially puzzled at the abruptness of the stranger. So,
We
y'all are heading through the
walk.
road.
All right. All right, boys.
We
We
have
heading
you.
out. So we're going to take that small sliver down there to, of course, you could see the crater, or not really a crater, just where there's no trees, and that's where the town is. There is a small sliver, as in it is the fastest way through the forest. It is a route through the southeast, as you can see, and it comes right at the edge of the mountains and right into the rolling hills. We
Okay.
take that way.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
travel down that way and pass travelers coming back to the town from their farms and whatnot, because some of these farms are pretty far out there. They're strewn about the woods and such, and you come to the foot of the mountain and continue on through the mountains up into the rolling hills, where you encounter a Royal Guard soldier, and he is defending basically not a road outpost, but he's manning a makeshift wall that's been erected to deter travelers from coming into the rolling hill area and shit. There's one Royal Guard. He is overseeing the wall and all that stuff. He seems to be in charge. The rest of the people look as if they're more militia-type soldiers. He approaches you and asks you to please turn around and go back. Travelers aren't welcome right now because of the war effort. We're defending the rear of the main battle line so as not to be flanked around. So we have built a wall facing the opposite direction and only allow people with the proper paperwork to get through. You're only allowed in on wartime business.
All right. Well, I will not disturb you any longer. We walk a little bit back into the tree line, and a little bit more, so that he does not see us. The thing is that this is a militia. This is probably the rebels. We don't want them to we don't want to have to enter combat right away.
There are a good few manning the walls. It seems not far from an encampment.
I roll for perception for
Wait.
actual numbers. Motherfucker!
You look over there, and for some
okay.
reason, your vision suddenly blurs.
Kilbosby says, "Listen, guys, I can't see that well. Can you see?
That's my wisdom.
Tell me
Oh,
what
wait,
you
I should
guys can
roll.
see."
Oh, nice. I got a 22.
Oh my god!
Okay, then. Well, you pick out exact numbers. And you find out exact numbers, and also in between you two, and specifically Calcium, you're able to distinguish between different weapon types, different armor types, and all that stuff. And you see that there are 20 magician's apprentices, there are 15 light
God.
skirmishers, and there are 10 heavy infantry, not including the Royal Guard. He is his own little thing. And
Kaylee.
Listen,
Yeah, there's a few.
There is more
Yeah.
to the perception roll. You also
Okay.
realize that on the walls and above the gates flies the flag of the diarchy, which for some reason you did not see before.
God damn it. How is that not passive?
Well, before you tried to
It's a
ask about
giant
anything or
flag.
see anything, you decided to
Okay.
just walk off and assume they were rebels, so I don't see really how that's my fault. So maybe next time.
We walk back towards them.
I have the eye of an eagle.
We have to, in fact,
Who's got the
convince
highest
them that
charisma?
we are working for them. Because we, in fact, are.
Okay, Valor. What?
I have a charisma
I-
of 15.
I got a charisma of 11.
Hello.
Okay,
that was
we're-
out of character.
okay,
I
you
didn't say
convinced
that.
them. We're in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I need to focus as to what I'm going to say to this man. Okay. We go up to this man here. Question.
Okay.
For Talon. How so we are in fact very interesting characters in this world and are usually heavily armed. Do they know who we are based on our career, or basically, like
Reputation.
I'm sure we're not famous, but
Not
I'm sure we're not
necessarily,
famous,
based
but, like,
on
do they
your
know who we are?
Because your armor and your weapons are your own. Like, they just gave
Okay.
you back the armor and weapons they confiscated. So
Okay.
any armor and weapon you're wearing is just, mercenary equipment so that you could be on either side to them.
Do we have some form of reputation that
Okay.
people know?
Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was asking. I have an idea. My tactician brain is
Hopefully.
being used currently.
Are we like directly in front of the guard?
Not yet.
Damn it.
You're
Okay, we walk up to the guy
Alright.
who is running the installation, and then we keep walking to the guy, and then we finally arrive in front of him, and now I stand before him with
Oh,
my
no.
he,
legs.
not giving a single shit about what you're standing on, asks you why you're back.
I'm sorry, sir. I think there was a misconception. I now see that you are a friend of mine. Maybe not from this life, but we are in fact working for the diarchy. We've been sent on a secret mission.
He asks
We
if
are
you have any
mercenaries.
paperwork backing your claims.
We should. Valor, you're carrying all our shit.
So I guess I'll have the paperwork.
Hand over the paperwork, and then we'll
Oh,
be in
I guess
trouble.
I am carrying the paperwork. Damn.
He looks over the paperwork, sees the crest, lets you through.
All right.
No
so I hand him
questions
the
asked. You
paperwork.
have higher clearance than he can question. So he sends you through the gate.
It is.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
keeps a semi-wary eye on you as you pass, and you continue through the rolling hills until you come into sight of the front line, the main battle line, that is, where people... There's not really any fighting going on, but there are defenses being erected, and people are very, very on edge. So
What direction is the
the
battle,
battle line is basically... If you're
relative to
coming
us?
from, basically it wraps around in kind of a C shape around Manhattan at the current time. Basically, Manhattan is under siege by the diarchy, so they've basically got the place surrounded, and they're just waiting until either orders come through to attack, or the Republican army attacks themselves, and then they have to defend them.
So the Republic owns Manhattan right now. Okay.
They're cutting land trade to and from, and land travel to and from, and all that stuff. And they're just ushering out refugees that can manage to make it to the front line.
That's very concerning that they haven't set up a
It's not
blockade.
concerning because now we
back
have a
in the
way
US.
in. It's concerning for them.
All right.
It is time
Anything else?
to have a plan.
It's in the afternoon. It'll be dark in an hour or two.
How's the sky looking? Like, how does the weather look?
It's clear.
Okay, all three of us have our own individual. So if nighttime is coming in an hour, I'm assuming that Valor isn't just a glowing mass. So I'm sure he could fly over the walls under the cover of night. I can change into an enemy and waltz right in, and then Callum
I can fly
probably has
too.
an invisibility spell or some shit. Okay, yeah, you can do that too. I
I'm
could turn
just
into
really tempted
Pegasus.
to go up there and cast silent image on them and make them.
I'm tempted to punch you right now. Be patient, young one. Goddamn.
Here we go.
Technically, we're just all. Technically, I'm the most patient because if we could, we'll be literally be talking an hour about where we want to eat.
I got an idea. Let's see.
The captain of the guard very casually points to a sign that says no eating on duty.
Yes, let's wait until the cover of night and we could fly in and then hit on top of one of the rooftops.
Okay. Anybody carrying anybody else, or are you all going in separately? How are you all flying in?
We're going in separately.
Okay, so no,
Yeah, I
listen.
understand that.
Valor is a freaking griffin. Callum is a Pegasus,
Okay.
and I can transform into a
Yeah.
Pegasus. We can all fly.
You fly under the cover of darkness and land on one of the rooftops on the outskirts of Manhattan proper. Roll for stealth. I
You
mean,
don't roll for
roll for stealth, but
It's under the cover of
Roll for
night.
stealth.
the threshold.
All right,
the
let me
threshold
roll.
is going to be
Kills
pretty
us,
low because it
Valor.
is night. It's all that good stuff.
Good thing I have high dexterity.
Oh my god!
I
Are
immediately
you
spot me and I
kidding me?
commit death.
Oh, good God.
I got a critical fail.
18 plus 2, so I got 20. Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, sick!
Okay,
I
then.
fucking
Well,
did it.
you mean-
Yeah.
Valor and Kill make it over just fine.
He just barely fucking missed the AC.
I mean, it's not
he's
like
gonna get
it's
raped
not like
by,
they have
like,
AA
killer
or anything like
black
that,
or
but
anything.
they do know
Oh
They-
no.
you all make it over, but somebody does spot calcium, so they're a little bit on edge. Security is going to be a little tighter.
Okay, so
You're on a rooftop in the outskirts. You're still relatively close to the wall that surrounds Manhattan that the revolutionaries are manning and all that stuff. So it may be in your best interest to, get far away from the wall where they sort of spotted you for a second.
how tall is this building? How many people are around it? And what's the light source? If there's
All
any
right.
light,
Well, this
how
is
much
the
is there
outskirts,
and where's
so
shining?
this is more like suburbia. So it's 2 stories. There isn't too much light. There's like a motion detector thing. It only really works in the front yard, though. It's just kind of a regular suburbia house. Nothing particularly special. Not incredibly heavy defense. They weren't expecting anybody to land on, the Simpsons house and just try and run away or anything. So
No technicality. We should probably go around the wall and see if we see like a little crack or opening, and use one of the suburban houses, like
Oh,
empty suburban
this is
houses. 'Cause
true.
No, without doubt, there's people who left these homes alone, right? We
Okay.
could use that. We could use that.
well,
as a
this
base of
house is
operation
inhabited,
while we work
but
this way.
they all are, toning down for the night. They're eating dinner. So
Oh, can we join them for dinner?
He's just
And
walking
she's
the
just
door,
like, oh,
excuse
yes,
madam,
of
would you like
course.
to
Here's
eat
some
dinner?"
spaghetti and shit.
All right, so let's
Yeah.
get going this quick.
Well,
the
time
faster
isn't
we
really
move,
moving as much right now because whenever we're all talking out of character, it's not like we're just standing there.
All right.
yeah, you're right inside of the wall. The longer you stall, the more likely they are to send people around to see if there's been any.
Kill looks over to the two of you and say, let's get the hell out of here.
We stay low.
Okay. I'm gonna try walking. Oh no.
Well, you're on a house,
We're still on top of
so I would get off the house first.
We're
and
still on
then-
the top of the
Cast
building.
illumination on
We're
self.
on top of the building.
There you go.
We get off of the building.
we get off building.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
big
please
brain right now.
Okay, so are you heading further into the city, or are you gonna try and find like a base of operations in an empty suburban house first?
Kill says, hold on, but I say it quietly. Okay, so I turn into
no.
a unicorn really quickly. I'm just doing it because they saw a Pegasus fly over. It makes
do
me
something.
look less like the person they just think they saw.
So what's your next move?
Let's get walking.
Honestly, I would have never thought of walking.
Where are you walking?
Yeah, let's walk down the street because we were walking through alleyway.
All right, so you walk down the street, you walk towards Manhattan proper where the tall buildings are and all that good shit, and you come across a couple of pretty lax installations. They're more just to keep tabs on like rioting and shit inside of the city. They don't stop you or anything. They're just kind of keeping an eye on things. You blend in with crowds. There's still a nightlife here, so, there's still people out and about on the street. You're blending in with crowds and all, and you find yourself in Manhattan proper. Tall buildings everywhere. It's pretty well illuminated, and occasionally you'll see some off-duty Republican militiamen just kind of walking around, keeping tabs on things, having a good old time.
Sweet.
Do you wish to tackle your mission and get the fuck out of here, or do you want to do anything in Manhattan?
Well, our mission is just kind of to be here. We need to take surveillance or take pictures and shit, do surveillance.
Talon, what exactly are you adding to the game? Like, what all do we need for survival?
Yeah, I mean, you can sleep, eat, all that good shit. If you care for some sleep, you can get some sleep. That's just a hotel room or something might cost you.
Oh, I'll sleep all right. I'll sleep on the floor.
Okay, how about this? Let's make sure that didn't happen because we still are standing in the middle of the street.
Let me sleep!
Let's go find and invade. I'm sorry. Tactically acquire a home
Let's go house shopping.
so that we need sleep. That costs more money than a hotel, but
No. When I say like house shopping, I mean like we go and procure a house. You know, it's like less suspicious.
No,
man.
guys, I got this. I'm a changeling. I'll just turn into a house.
Can we pick can we pick a dormant house already?
Yes, let's go.
Yes, let's doormat. Let's go back
Let's
to
go.
let's go back to suburbia. See if we can find.
Okay.
Make sure that we are not seen because I don't think that'll be a very good thing if we are seen.
Okay, cool. Then we'll just do that.
Okay, so Kill says, because we haven't said this character yet, Kill says, listen, guys, I think I have an idea for some sleeping arrangements. Let's go back to one of those abandoned houses and see if we could find somewhere if they left their mattresses or whatever else.
All right, so one of you needs to take the lead so that they can keep an eye out for soldiers and all that stuff because the dormant places might have been occupied by soldiers as well. They need a place to house their soldiers and whatnot. So one of you needs to roll for stealth and take the lead, and then whenever you are in the lead, you need to roll for stealth.
I'm doing it. 17!
Like, you have to sneak around and all that stuff, and then when you see a house that you think might be good, you have to roll for perception to see if there's not, like, people sleeping inside and it just seems dormant and shit like that. And then, if
All
both
right.
of those are good, you're good to go.
Wait a minute.
Finally, some good fucking rolls. Oh my god.
You do a perfectly fine job sneaking around and all that stuff. You're not detected and all, and you begin to scout out a house that seems empty. All three of you do. So, who wants to roll perception?
I'll do it. I do. 15.
He sees that, lucky you, the house is dormant. There's nobody in there. It seems like a sturdy enough house. It'll probably survive the night. Can't tell if there are mattresses or anything inside, so you may have to make do once you get in there, though.
All right. We do the thing. All right, let's go up to the second story and see if there's any windows we could see out of to see these guys.
Okay, you go upstairs, you start searching rooms and all that stuff. You find that there are windows up there, and there is also a loft that, basically, you know those houses where you can step out of a window onto a lower piece of roof over the porch? They have that, so you can actually step out onto the roof and climb up to the highest point of the roof if you want to.
Okay, can I sleep now?
I would just like to remind everybody that the sneak, factor and all that stuff, if you're rolling for sneak or anything, the threshold that you have to beat to successfully sneak is significantly lower at night. So if you want to do any picture taking of the wall and or gate setup, you might want to do it at night.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and take a picture of it.
Okay.
Okay,
16?
so we have 30 pictures that we can take. Let's take one of the fortifications and then one of the men guarding it.
All right, I'll roll 2.
Hey,
10.
hell yeah.
We should
Zine.
probably head into town.
Well, we have to sleep first.
Okay, then. So who took a picture of what?
I took a picture of the wall.
All right.
All right, I'm going to put picture of wall in my inventory.
I took a picture of the guards.
All right, you now have two perfectly average pictures, one depicting the fortifications on a particular segment of the wall near suburbia, and the other depicting the militia-like guards that are currently stationed.
Now, I'm going to go find a bed and sleep. I sleep.
Okay. Kill says, good night, asswipe. And then I pan over to Valor very violently and quickly.
Okay.
And so pretty much just like a neck snap.
I pull out my shield and do a reaction shot.
I say, it's okay. I'm still me. Don't kill.
I have my sword just ready to strike.
I say, Valor, put the fucking sword down. I'm just going to talk to you.
Boy, you don't just do that.
Kill says, I'm sorry. I will, in fact, soften the blow by breathing when I do it next
Oh my
time.
god.
Are you appeased?
Yes, I guess.
Okay, I am speaking now in character. Valor, listen to me. While this man sleeps, we need to plan for tomorrow morning.
Ah,
I say that these pictures are, in fact, relatively, not entirely, but relatively useless unless we have an entire map of Manhattan specifically to put these pictures so we know where everything that we took a picture of is.
actually, it won't be very difficult to get like a tourist map of the Manhattan.
This is true.
But what we actually need to know is where the blue bloods are.
Yes, but this is a part of doing that. We need to know where exactly in the city we are and the pictures that we take are. We know where we are right now and where we take the pictures, but when we report back our intelligence, they need to know where the pictures are
Which
on
is
a
why
map.
I said we go get a map. Okay, okay. In the morning, first priorities besides eating is get a map.
Yes.
Add to that.
After that, we go around and act like tourists taking pictures. How about this? We have 30 pictures. What if we take a couple of throwaway ones just so that whenever we are spotted, not, taking pictures of anything sketchy or anything, but whenever we're taking pictures, they're just like, oh, those are the tourists that were taking pictures earlier,
Isn't it kind of weird that it's like we're a bunch of tourists in the city that's technically being fortified and blockaded at the moment?
Well, supposedly there's still like life here. It's not under like martial law. There is a nightlife, meaning that there is no curfew, meaning that the martial law, if there is any, isn't very strict.
I suppose. So what is your suggestion? After we get a map, what's our next target?
Well, before we whip out our cameras, I think what we should do is Manhattan proper supposedly has tall buildings. I think that it would be wiser to use said tall buildings and the 5x zoom on the cameras because of the fact that it is harder to be spotted, because I'm guessing that these guys don't have the best eyesight. They can't see us through a 40-story high window that is probably tinted glass.
We don't exactly look like tourists either.
Our only other option is to stand like 50 feet from them and then take the picture. We'd get fucked instantly.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Okay, we got all the information. While doing that, I perform coup de grace on the Pegasus.
Jesus Christ.
A coup
what?
de grace is a rogue ability where you kill people in their sleep.
Oh, no, don't do that. I don't think we're going to be a very notable team if we
The sergeant would just be like, weren't there three of you when you...
before we even get to the first objective.
Okay, would you like to schlop?
I would, in fact, like to slurp. Let me sleep.
I'm not sure I like the way that sounds, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, so I'm going to go for it. You sleep, you wake up,
Right, let's go.
everybody feels refreshed and all that stuff.
All right, we sleep. Now what?
Would you like to eat before you head out, or would you rather wait and see if there's an opportunity to do it later?
Yeah, let's head out right now, actually. If it's only one meal a day, then we shouldn't just like go right ahead, Stop eating. Stop doing that.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to get a map, then we're going to act like tourists. So let's go into town.
Okey-doke, then you go into the main part of town. You very conveniently find a nice little map vendor and all that stuff who seems unconcerned with the war, honestly, and is very casually selling maps for 5 bits a pop. So, would you...
A capitalist. I like.
All right, cool.
Let's get one.
Well, no, we could get all 3 just in case,
Sounds like a newspaper.
Just in case what?
Fine. Actually, I will actually want to buy a newspaper.
They have recently issued a newspaper that is specifically to go to the people of Manhattan and all that stuff. It's Republican printed and all that good stuff. It's Manhattan Times, all that good shit. Front cover is, of course, the ongoing fortifications. It is basically shaming the diarchy for stooping to drafts and all that stuff. And they're shaming the diarchy and all that stuff. Currently, there is a news article series, that is still in progress, and it's basically just it's a group. They're like photographers and all that shit. They're kind of going around. They work for the paper. They have press clearance and all that stuff, and they're basically just going around taking pictures of the glorious military might of the Republic and all that stuff, so as to strengthen the resolve in the people.
Wait, that's actually very good. I guess
I like how right after that exposition, or just wait, as if it's not
I
obvious.
mean, I wasn't expecting
what we-
anybody to buy a newspaper, but I figured if somebody buys something like a news dispensary or something like that, then I'll give them some information for wasting their money.
That's way too much for a newspaper.
so. How much did that cost?
How much? Yeah. How
Listen,
much?
it's wartime, okay?
Okay,
This is
that's
probably the
fair
only newspaper
economically.
he sold all week, okay?
Hey, listen, boys got to eat. Okay,
I won't buy something unless it's under 1 bit.
Yeah.
you do that. You go right ahead. I will buy important stuff.
I'll ask for parts of the map and only pay 1 bit separately for
Well, I
each.
mean, the map is like what, 5
Yeah.
bits?
So I spent 5 bits on the newspaper.
Anyways, so now what's your plan? Because luckily for you, on the map, because the war in some regard has become kind of a tourist attraction and all that stuff, because people are immigrating to see the new country that might be forming and all that stuff. They also have marked the glorious headquarters and shit like that of the Republic.
These guys are really cocky. Holy shit!
These guys are.
Well, they basically dislodged the diarchy in like 1 day, and the diarchy still hasn't launched a full-scale attack in like the past month since it happened. Like, they're getting a little full of themselves. Plus, this is the Blue Bloods we're talking about. Most of their PR is handled by the Blue Blood the 8th.
Wait, where was that location of the building?
Of course, being as pompous as the 8th is, he has, of course, set up his HQ in the tallest building in town.
I'm special.
Yeah, basically.
Compensating for something.
Well, the headquarters and all that is just center of town, largest building, almost comical in its placement and all that shit. Royal guards at the front.
Sure as hell sounds like it.
All right, before we do all that, I'm looking to look at the map and try to find out where the heck we are.
You are in the western outskirts of where it starts to turn into actual city and all that stuff. So you're right on the like border between suburbia and the big city part of the actual town.
All right, cool.
Boys, I believe we have a development. All right, let's walk.
Let's head towards towards that
here.
fancy HQ. Baby.
All right. You walk to the HQ,
Yeah.
and there's nothing really special going on at the HQ and all that stuff. The only thing that you do notice is that the press group that has been going around cataloging the glory of the Republic and whatnot has just been escorted inside of the building by the Royal Guard at front and is now inside of the building taking pictures, all that good stuff.
So I got 2 ideas. A, we wait for those photographers come out, follow them, and then kill them.
We're
in
just
mind,
casually
where are we?
chatting
We're
it
right
up
from HQ.
while there are guards watching us and breathing over our necks.
All right. I think we should go for a walk. Let's go.
As you walk
Over
away, a
Away
militiaman
from
being
the main
escorted
gate.
towards the HQ by 2 Royal Guard is blathering on about how he thought he saw a demon in the sky last night and is being brought to HQ for interrogation.
Oh my god. This is
He's a heavily superstitious sort of fellow.
Okay, so now that there is no one really paying attention to our conversation or is within shot, that can single out our conversation. Now let's talk about it.
All right. So should we take a picture of the building, just like the building itself,
Let's plan, and then we will do that.
But we're right here, so we might as well take one picture.
It might attract attention.
Drink it!
But we're not taking a picture out inside. We're taking a picture outside. And the guards are distracted at the moment.
Okay, god damn it. Take your picture.
I'm gonna turn
Actually-
on my flash real quick.
No, I'll take the picture. I have all of my 10 still.
Click.
Hey!
It's the middle of the goddamn
I need
day,
to
as
make
if they don't
sure
see you
they
taking
see
a
it.
picture.
Okay, it's
Jesus.
pretty dark.
I swear to you are ruining
Wait,
this.
is that wait? I'm wearing sunglasses. That's probably why.
You, oh my god, you're not trying to see the
Correct.
camera in.
Click, 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 click.
I am going to have an aneurysm. Please hurry up.
I'm not actually taking pictures. That was out of character.
Oh my god.
You wasted all your pictures, you dummy.
Stop! You're wasting all of our film.
The camera makes the single most unenthusiastic click anyone in the party has ever heard, and you continue on your way.
Even inanimate objects are getting tired of our shit.
All right, so I got 2 pictures of intel.
Next time I take the picture. Why? The more film between us, the better. Now it's
Okay.
8, 9, and 10 instead of 9, 9, 9.
So we took a picture. So we took a picture of the building. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all right, I look at my map and see where this place is located, so I could keep a good memory of it. And we keep going. We go, and I buy a piece of flour.
Let's talk about what we're going to do. Are we either going to go into the building and take pictures from above, or are we going to, in fact, join up with the press and then get into restricted areas without being
I
fucked?
say we go with the press.
You don't just walk in and say, "Hey, I'm with the press." Like you have to be hired by the press.
Or impersonate the press.
We still need like a badge of proof that we are with the press, though.
Oh, I can turn into one of the press. I am a changeling.
We all know what
I am
changelings
awesome.
are bred for.
I am glorious. I am Q.
I think
That's
biology
new, right?
just left
Yes.
a window.
I'm a
They
new
just
man.
Left the chat. Biology has left the chat.
Bro, they releasing some crazy
man.
DLC for this gender stuff.
We turn into a press man.
Okay, so there are large buildings, but in the center of the town or the city, which will also be surrounded by other tall buildings. But if we get a tall building that is on the outskirt of the section of tall buildings, that means that there will be nothing blocking our view. So we could see out over the wall and can see the wall.
So we're doing all this just so we could get like a good advantage.
Yes, because we were told to. Therefore, we must.
Well, we weren't really told to. We were just told to take pictures of the intel. This is just helps us do the job better.
Exactly. And I want to get paid. Let's do this.
So it's like how exactly do we get inside the building?
You walk in. Okay, what kind of building is this? Is it like a corporate building?
Give
Is it
them
a
your
hotel?
money.
Let's get a hotel room in a tall hotel. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There is a hotel. It is the most prestigious hotel. It's relatively expensive, but it is relatively tall.
But what if we're tall?
Wait, why don't you just turn into a tall person?
I become tall. No. Actually, I didn't because we're in plain sight. How about this? If there is any important people we can turn into, or I can turn into, to gain credibility and be like, and then them just be like, oh, you're this important guy. You don't have to pay full price. We can do that.
Well, most of the military personnel already have
My God.
barracks and all that stuff that they stay in, or they get like fully paid for areas to stay in, mostly in abandoned houses and whatnot in this, in the suburbia sort of area. So a military personnel sort of important person wouldn't work.
Hey, I'm asking for the restrooms. I could just use the stairs and just.
You're
Go
asking. You say,
Is that not
"Hey, I
the
need to go to the
page?
bathroom. Can I use your bathroom on the 20th floor, please?" And there's one right next to you in the lobby. What the fuck?
Like, come on, they're not gonna be like, "Excuse me, sir. Like, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going to my room."
What? We don't serve you
My-
disgusting bird creatures.
Like, nothing's stopping us from walking up. There's no guards here. There's no guards here. Just
And
people
they're
doing
not just going to be
business.
like, this is suspicious as fuck. Let's get some guards over here to check these guys out. Oh, I turn into a singular version of the press. They don't know there's no other people with me. Okay. What's the climate here? Like, will they give a fuck if there's like a griffin walking around?
It wouldn't be unheard of, so no, it'll probably be fine.
Okay, we get our cameras, and then I have to turn into someone with a funny hat. I say, these are my accomplices, in which I breathe quite regularly with.
You come in dressed as press and press handlers and all that good stuff. And you try and smooth talk that particular receptionist into letting you up to go take a look at the luxurious rooms that the people of Manhattan are still having access to even after the liberation and fight for freedom and all that good stuff. So, who's rolling for charisma here?
Okay, wait. Are you doing persuasion? That feat you
All right,
have, you do a
roll.
+2.
The 20, and since I have
Yes,
advantage,
if you're doing
I'll,
persuasion, you're doing persuasion, right?
No, I have echo.
Okay, yeah, +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he does a decent enough job anyways and gets access to, the rooms basically. They just kind of let you go through, but they do expect they're only giving you like 15 or 20 minutes to be up there. They don't expect you to be up there long. So use your time wisely.
Where is this exactly? What building are we in?
This is the hotel. It's not like directly across the street from the opening. It's the next building over, so it's kind of at like a 45-degree angle to the front of the headquarters, towards the ocean.
All right, cool.
Well, let's take some pictures of the docks.
What about the other side? Is the rooms are open in the other side?
Yeah, you can totally do a 360 of the building and all that stuff if you wanted to get up on the roof. I mean, it's pretty much the tallest building from suburbia to that point. So, I mean, you could technically look out over the roofs of the other buildings, I guess.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
I take 2 pictures, one from towards the wall and the one towards the ocean.
Anybody else wanting to take any pics?
Talon, can you tell us what are in the pictures?
Specifically. Okay, so with the one towards the wall and all that stuff, you managed to get most of suburbia in the picture, and you also see the main entrance wall, or the main entrance gate, anyways, I should say. It's a bit larger, better fortified, and there is an encampment based around the inside of it. Towards the docks, you don't really see many, on the actual like waterfront and all that stuff, you don't really see too many fortifications and all that stuff. You do see some masts for like ships and stuff like that, but not too much over there.
So what do you guys, are you going to take a picture? Any of you two going to take a picture?
Coincidentally, because of the height of the building and all that stuff, you can see about 2/3 of the way up the headquarters. You can see through some windows and all that stuff if you wanted to try and zoom and use any of the...
Yeah, I was actually about to suggest that. Like, you could try to take a picture of the windows. So I'll roll. So I guess I'll roll perception to see if I see anything like noteworthy.
Where am I pointing this?
Into the HQ windows to try and see if you can see like nameplates or anything like that. You're rolling perception, and it will consume one like photo.
I roll a 15. Oh wait, no, perception. So that's plus.
All right. Well, you get a 15, so you direct his attention upwards to the upper part. You think you saw some like heavily decorated people walking around and all that stuff, but you're not sure.
Okay. I take the picture. 5 zoom.
All right. Now I guess you roll for perception to see how good the
Clink.
photo comes out and whatnot, and then we'll see what we see.
That's the noise it makes.
Anyways, so you take the picture, you look through the photo and all that stuff, and lucky you happen to see the ape himself sitting up, highest floor, obviously. And he's got his little office and all that good stuff. He's facing away from you at a desk, and you see him conversing with a set of griffins that are currently in his office. All are very well dressed and all that good stuff. It's very business casual. You want to head back to the lobby before they start sending people up to try and find out where you are?
Yeah. Right. Let's head down. Someone take a picture of the toilet before we go,
Yeah, let's go down.
All right, cool. Click.
Okay, I take a picture of the toilet as well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
one
Nice.
of their nicest rooms that are vacant. So that leaves me with 7.
7 pictures, and how many pictures of intel? Just 1, or
We leave.
'Cause you-
go downstairs.
Yeah, because you took one of the port, one of the wall, and then one of the...
no? It's like I just.
Well, we have 3 pictures of
Oh, yeah,
intel.
I guess.
2, 3 pictures. We head down to the lobby.
All right, so they thank you for taking the pictures and choosing their establishment to, bestow this high honor upon and all that. They send you out with the best wishes and all that stuff, and you are back in the streets.
So yeah, now all we need is like the pictures of the military bases or where they're located, and we'll be all set.
Yep.
Easy job, easy pay.
Will our heroes take more pictures? Will they finally eat lunch? Tune in next time to hear the crusty old car salesman say,
Hey, big man, let me hold a bit.